All right. Are we live? It seems we are. At 1280p? Yeah, all right. That's. We'll see how feasible that is. And what can we do over here? That's pretty good. Let's get the show on the road. Welcome to the first stream of 2026 for National Mars Day. Let's test out the sound. All right. It sounds reasonable. So that's good. If a little tinny, which is a little strange, but hey, we're live. We are going to be working on art. What else to call it? Nah. All right, so we've got a little bit of the device on screen. Let's see if we can't fix that somehow, some way. Like this. It's a little better. All right. It's gonna be stuck like that. And now it's gonna fall over. Maybe it wasn't so bad. Like so. All right, not too bad. It's a little wobbly. It is. Yes, that weighs down nicely. Now, do I have enough room for my hand to draw? Maybe. There's no getting this in the frame, I think. Oh, the shadow's in there. That's pretty cool. I could play with this all stream long, so let's not. The project is actually, this is out here too early. We haven't quite tightened up these pencil sketches. That's always been a big issue. But hey, it's the first stream of the year, right? Let's just jump in, have some fun. Also, we got ourselves coffee, but it's not on camera either. Boo-hoo. Sure looks nice, though. And we could use something to put underneath here, which we don't seem to have at the moment. Oh well, too bad. A lot of focusing on the bads. Let's focus on the good. The good being this. This could actually look pretty cool. Let's see what we can do with it. I do want something underneath here. Ah, perfect. Here we are. It's almost like a paperweight, but don't typically use those. Next, we need to find our character models. Oh, jeez. How do I... before we even do character models, we have to figure out where all elements are. We've got one leg positioned, but where's the other leg? And this character's anatomy. I actually do have the original sketches for this one. Let's see what So based on the original sketch, and just in general on that anatomical positioning, we've got the leg over here, and maybe even more up, like so. We do it like that. This leg would be pushing off, so it would be like so, over like this, and down. Cool. That way we can get the foot in frame. Like such. This is where having the red and blue pencil would come in handy. Which we do have, in fact. Actually, it's right here. Fancy that. But if we use this, we'll have to scrap this. Thankfully, this is on just regular old printer paper. Not an issue. But maybe we don't quite need something so fancy. Especially with this character being... Actually, why don't we just erase the lines we don't need right now before things get any sketchier? You see these plenty. We don't actually see the paper at all. But if I get any closer, I'll bump the camera. It doesn't wobble. That's pretty cool, right? Wobble cam. We dealt with that for about a good 2 years here on this channel. Does it wobble a little? It wobbles a little, but not. It doesn't sway. That's something that we've fought a ton. It was a fun fight. Actually kind of miss it. Because the camera was positioned just right. Just above the work. Could see everything. And it was good. It was very good. It was fun. But sway does not make for good... good... I mean, here's the thing. The camera would be able to sway the entire time. For the entire stream. If I didn't go and stabilize it, stop the swaying. So that was pretty funny. I can always return to it. I mean, the carriage is still there. But the camera now is different than it used to be. This is all new tech. All new tech. It's kind of cool. All right, we got a leg there. Let's get a leg over here. Now this is actually not the actual leg. It's a piece of armor. The leg itself is right underneath. And for this, the sketch goes, can we catch it? Yeah, maybe. Like so. And how would it look? Maybe like this. All right, if that's positioned like that, pushing off, this would also be pushing off. So it'd be something like so. It's a tight angle. But I mean, hey, it's a high performance machine, right? It's what you're paying for. Are we able to get the other leg and or foot in frame? Yes, we could. If we do it like so, kick this out, and there we have it. Cool stuff. That doesn't look half bad. From, the sketch perspective. Let's see if we can't push this a little further. The goal is to have this back in landscape. Once we have that back in landscape, we'll be in business. Maybe. Oh yeah, that did a lot. Pushing it forward. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and erase these lines. Get that back in order, and then we'll start working on this character's leg. Because he's missing one and a bit of his arm. I know the music's not coming through super well, but hey, we got some jams playing in the background. We're currently ad-free, courtesy of... And actually, let's shout this out. Yeah. First, let's drop a subscribe, a thumbs up. And we'll do that at the end. We'll do a big shout out to all of the music that's playing and everything after, later, I don't know, something. But it is great having some nice ad-free music for our inaugural stream of 2026. Happy New Year, by the way. Let's get the other arm now. We've got... So the head's actually a little bit interesting looking, even in the original sketch, which this is based on. I just went in. So if the character's head's being hit, but it's also being deflected. So we've got head here, the neck. Oh, what's the character looking like? It's a very large body type. What I'm seeing is here, but then the head's here. How do we want to do this? I'm going to keep the body as is, and let's just adjust the head. Neck. Oh, it would be nice to use that other colored pencil, though. Oh, well. That part. Looks good like that. This would go like so. Maybe. And then, yeah, that just leaves the neck portion right here at an odd position. It doesn't really have much of a neck. The base of the head stems upwards and pretty much looks exactly the way it does here, but just maybe a bit more out there, like so. Leaving this part to be trimmed. then let's get this whole section cleaned up so we can work in it. Not too bad. But this is still awkward. It's a very... Well, maybe if he's looking the other way. Like a good, solid, strong hit. Oh, that would look good. Let's try it out. And we're back to where it was, really. But that's good, though, too. Because we want to have confidence in the old sketch. We knew what we were doing. Just needed to finish it. To get the first eye, the second eye. Yeah, this is going to look awesome because this lets us showcase. This is, in fact, the first time a person sees that this character has more than one set of eyes. Yeah, that's perfect. So we've got it like that and like that. And then that bizarro curve, which is actually very cool. All right, and like so. Oh, it's playing around in negative space. So this is open. That's open. What else is there? Oh, nice. But I can't do it there. All right. Let's get back to it. The best. Well, it's not the best at all, but it'll do. Keep that like that. We'll keep this right here. And let's keep going with this. I think we need it. This actually pops down a little. And that'll do like so, I believe. Yeah, there it is. It still looks awkward. How can we fix this? If this is where that is, that means the neck would be here. Center of the chest, like so. Throwing the out, yeah, that's about there. So the only difference would be this shoulder would be like this, which is pretty much exactly what we already have. Yeah, it's exactly what we already have. Let's make it a little bit more exaggerated so we can see it a bit better, and let's square it with the actual chest. And that, right. Not bad. Let's cut what we have so that way we can work with it. I don't know. You know what? In all honesty, what we had was working and looked good. It's just about visualizing it. Maybe this could be popped up a little bit more. No, we need the line, we need the curvature. And this is from imagination as opposed to utilizing any sort of resource. Huh. I wonder how difficult it would be really to find the pose that we would need for this. Would this work better? Possibly. And then this could be swollen up a bit more. That doesn't look so bad. Let's see how it looks overall. All right, looks good. Kinda. We'll agonize this over this just a little while longer. I think, yeah, everything the way it was just fine. Slightly curved in like that. Let's erase this portion. Because we want the head to look exaggerated, zoomed in, out there. Because it's the most forefront image. So then we'll want this part back the way it was. Yeah, this is fine. It's a very exaggerated piece to begin with, this particular angle. I think that line might be okay though. Yeah. Now, if we got this leg or the foot there, and then this one there, where's his other leg? And then do we want this or do we want that other one? I suppose that'll do. I almost wonder if this isn't better like this. And then we get the eyes, Let's just see how that looks. Yeah, that's actually what we're looking for. So we get rid of this part without destroying the other model. Not so bad. Still looks a mess, but I mean, that's just how it is. Let's see how it looks in the reverse. Can't quite see it with these lines, but seems all right. Seems all right. We'll take that. Because we're also dealing with stretch and deformation as part of a fight scene. So that's always exciting. What else? We're coming up on our first 30 minutes of stream in the new year. It's pretty great. And all we've been doing is pushing pencil lines. You know, it's a lot to do with this process. Oh, his other leg. All right, so we move the head back a little. Ooh, we got a lot of detail to do with again, all over again. That's fine. Let's get some playroom in here. Try not to ruin the paper, because it is disposable, this paper. All right, good stuff. Let's say like this, like that, like that. No, this would be like that and like this. Cool, 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 cool. Let's keep that going, because this was at a big reveal. This leg would kick out. Is there any way to detail that? I don't think so. Let's look at the original sketch one more time. See if I left myself any nice clues. Not necessarily. But if that leg were to be kicked out, it would just about reach out this way. If I wanted it like that. Might actually not be a bad plan. Because that's a pretty pretty dynamic positioning. How does that look in the original? It's pretty interesting. Of course, let's get rid of that. Huh. Well, 32 minutes in, and we're moving along. Now, does this still function? I think we can actually cut this part a little bit now. Maybe. No, it looks good that way. Looks nice. Yeah. It's a larger character. Let's respect the mass. The other thing that's missing is the large deformations on the arm. Or the armor. The other thing is this character has a bunch of spirals all over their body. Why should ink them first? Ugh. That way that's done. And if anything goes wrong, I can just cut their character out and get it onto a new page. So let's see. The armor would be like so. And then bigging it up around here and cutting it down. More or less. The other one. Are we keeping this one? No, the leg goes down this way. So that line, faint as it is, can go. Funniest thing about kneaded erasers, not that we're using one right now, this is the reason why I'm mentioning it. Kneaded erasers tend to go dry. So if you got one, use it while you got it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because that one's not going to wait for you. At least, mine sure didn't. Alright, so this needs to be evened up. Good stuff. We got representation for all those limbs. We don't have representation, however, for this one's second arm. Let's get it now. And then maybe the hand right here. Trouble with that, however, is we don't want it to look like it's grasping at that crate. So maybe like this. Shortening it. That'll work. That'll work real nice. Cool stuff. Then the big armor on the arm, which will extend out. And we're home free. Good stuff. Real riveting. It's the inking that belongs on stream. This tightening up of pencils, it's just, it's not the most exciting from a streaming point of view. Me, however, oh man, I'd be all about it. I'd be watching that. But because of the way the position of the camera is, you can't see the play-by-play 100%. So, I don't know. Maybe you just gotta enjoy the music. As quiet as it is. Normally we'd have the music jacked, nice and loud. So this is a masculine type character. But even so, we want to make sure that all the curves are nice and pretty. But I also want them to look exciting. So where is that gonna land us? Maybe like that? It's like in between where it was and where I just had it a second ago. Yeah, that's about right. This is one of the more complicated, well, I suppose it's not as complicated for me now as it maybe once was. You want to know why, chat? I'll tell you why. This right here. The ability to do this comic with an eraser. An eraser that works. This doesn't mean much as now. When this became commonplace, no, there's too much time has passed. It's ridiculous. It's like talking about how great the 2015 Arkham Asylum games were. It's well known. And we're back to the beginning of the playlist. So that's pretty cool. Really want to switch it over to some music though. What do we even have queued? What do we even have queued? We'll figure that out later. It's worth another playthrough. So here's another question. These stripe patterns are complicated. Do we want them to look the same every single time? I think not. This is good enough. It's a wild looking pose, that's for sure. You'll handle it. Some different music sound really good right about now, chat. Gotta say, gotta say. Huh. So if we lower this, this would actually be more like this, which is how we were envisioning earlier. And this one would be more like this. Would that look better? Let's see what we end up with. We can widen that. All right, that'll do. So we got the hand over there. We got the hand over here. The finger patterns are different with this individual. I remember that. Okay, that works. Yeah, that's about all we really had to do with that. And this one. And this. I should have really done that with just ink, but hey, it's done. So then here, how do we do this one? Maybe like so. And maybe like this. We can actually cut that one down a little. Oh, now we're messing with the dolphins. All right. We just got them. We don't want to mess with them. Cool, cool. Actually, we should probably light the candle at some point. Just for funsies. Not that it'll probably show up on stream, though. Still, another light source is another light source. I don't know. Oh, it's pretty much in there. No, it's just... Oh, it's in there. That's pretty cool. It's caught on the metal. It's nestled up against there. It's nice. And it's giving some weight to this, which is good. So that way it's not constantly clacking like this. Now, do we want it like that, or do we want the hand open like this, like wide, like out? Clutched or open, clutched or open, clutched or open. We'll keep them closed. Now we got all these extra pencil marks to worry about. I guess that's what this is for. the stuff. And there we are. Now we're not gonna, well, yeah, we should worry about this one because we should integrate the two drawings together to make them look like one cohesive piece, eh? Yes. That might mean that we cover up the hand a bit. Won't make the cutting out too much difficult if anything goes wrong on the page. So, I guess we start with that one now. I really did want to ink this though. I guess I could do the head, like all the safe spots, and work our way down and around, and then finish up here with the hand. So the other question, chat, how long do we stream for? Normal streams are like 8 hours long, and we kept dropping the time lower and lower and lower until finally we're like streaming for 4 hours, which is nice. We'd always stream more than once a day too. That was something that we never quite integrated. I mean, heck, we could stream for less than an hour. Wouldn't be that bad. This, I think, actually extends a bit higher. So it would have been that size that it was before. That still looks pretty cool. Let's see how it looks when it's a bit more cleaned up. That's alright. This does need to puff up a bit. What ends up happening is that the art ends up looking like how it used to look, but now with just a bit more direction. So like, it's interesting because I wasn't wrong before. Just didn't have the whole picture necessarily. And the other thing is, let's hope I'm actually right in the end. That it actually does look like a nice image. And if it doesn't, hey, there's always the next page. Just keep turning the page. Bound to find some great art in there somewhere. And if that doesn't look good, then the story is good. And if that ain't good, well then the book comes to an end at some point. But no, that's going too far. We want to have some good artwork in there. That is the goal. And we want to have some good story. That's also the goal. So this actually follows a line like so. This one is the long one. Then we've got a shorter one, another long one, a short one. Same thing on this side, a long one, slightly shorter. And then we'll get this one poking out. That looks about right. I think this actually will shorten a bit more. Cool. That's how it'll look when it's inked. May as well start doing that now, actually. But there's still one more. How do we want the eyes? And do we want them cut like that? I actually think they're closer together. Let's see. Maybe like so and like so. So then this part. And this can actually continue on more. All right. We're getting somewhere with it, chat. We are getting somewhere with it. I'm excited for it. But does that mean I'll be excited for it if I put it down and come back to it later? Maybe. Where are we in time? We're at the top of the hour. That's actually about as good as this page has ever looked. It's a curious looking scene. I'll say that much. You can barely see it, can't you? 1 hour for the first one stream of the 1 month. Might actually be pretty good like that. Yeah, we'll cut it off here. We will return. Let's get credits in the chat. We've been listening to the Heavenly Celestial Rare Breakcore Mix by Break Girl Hearts. How do we do this? Like so? We just drop it into chat. And I think we will modify the stream title as well. I don't know if we save these anymore. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out when the stream ends. Let's get it all typed out. Bye. No copy. Oh no, our music. Ah, well. Now let's go right back to it, I guess. Right after these ad breaks. Ah. Okay, we'll just type it out. We can at least do that. Bye, break, girl. Ooh, how's it go? All right. What else can we do? Still feeling it. Still excited to start inking. That's about all we really got to do. What is this texture on the head? And do we want it this tall? Or do we want it more like so? Yes. All right. And then this side connects like so. I just want to start inking it. It's too tempting to resist, chat. Hello. That's us. That's us chatting in chat room right now. other hand, I can use this fine Micron, well loved. All the Micron Sakura has been erased from it. It's worn off. Let's see how this character looks in other pages. I don't believe he's ever been completely rendered, aside from that very first image. In fact, this part's light. So, how are we gonna do it? Is that just shadow, however? It might be. If it is, how we got it? We got it like show. That actually looks really cool like that. That looks really cool like that. And then we'll have secondary. That part's just dark normally. Yeah, that's too cool to pass up on. We gotta try it like that. I'm gonna end up wanting to redraw these pages, chat. I'm gonna want to end up redrawing all these pages because once we have a solidified look for the character, who cares? What else? How do we get them to look like he does in the first page? So that's just light. No, hardly any detail. Actually, I like that line right there better. I like that line a lot. And we'll keep that secondary shadow just fine. Tertiary. Okay, I think I figured out how to do that. How dark of an outline do we want? Oh, duh. It's darker on the bottom. Just like always. Just like normal. So... we're doing it, chat. We're inking. Can't resist. It's too cool, too great to pass up on. We gotta go for it. You ready? You ready to... the first inking portion of 2026. Let's get in there. And that's got that. Cool. And then the rest of it we'll use with this. But this has to get woken up. Micron's awesome because it's always woken. It's always woke. These other pens, they have to get, you have to play with them a little. Cool. Darken that a bit again. And then, just so that way we're not horribly messing things up for ourselves later on down the line, we'll get a strong, or a mostly strong outline. And then this is back to, we can just line that up later. Cool. There's the head. There's our first inking of the year. Very cool. Let's complete the inking. Are we satisfied with this portion? No, it's not 100% even on both sides. Let's fix that. Like so. That's about good enough. How does that look? It's lighter on the inside. So that means all this part is darkened. How do we want to do that? Probably with this other pen. Let's pull out the micron one more time for this part. And we're going to go on the inside of the lines. How big is it? The only trouble is, what is this? I think it's just the normal coloration. No big deal. Let's find out. Let's see if there's any other hints. In some of the pages, it looks like it's actually two. It is. It's actually two, not a single one. I don't think it's going to be anywhere back there when he's being turned to dust. All right, the music's getting all hype. This is good, 'cause that's where we want it. Let's see how this looks with two. Maybe like so and like so. I like the one, just like the big circle. Do we want it? It's, I was digging the circle though. It just looks so bizarre like that. It looks so cool. The weird spider bite is all right, but the circle is, I don't know. It's got something to it. We'll keep it like that. Because, hey, why not? And this can just be dark all the way around, because it's not beholden to shadow. Maybe it should be, though. I should figure that out. Make it look cool in low light and highlight. But I do remember thinking to myself, how it would be cool if it's always the same, no matter what. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. And this is going to be dark on the interior. So where's that circle at for real? I think like this. Cool stuff. We are completely off camera right now. That is kind of okay. Holy. Now for sure we're off camera. And we're back on camera. Actually, maybe that's for the better. This isn't that bad. At least you can see my hand. And let's get these outlined. These essential pieces here. That one. That one. That one. And that one. Now, how do we do this part? I think we're just going to do it with this pen here. And just lightly trim it. Like so. So that'll do. Cool stuff. I think it actually continues on even past that point. I think, yeah, because it continues all the way around. So we'll need one like this and one like that. And now we fill in. Luckily, we don't need to waste our micron for that. We've got liner brushes. Where are they? They're over here. It's gonna take a moment, chat. Give me a moment. And here it is. But which side do we want to use? The brush pen? Or the, well, probably the marker, right? Like, makes the most sense. I do like the idea of using the brush, though. But maybe not. Let's just give it a try. It all depends, too, on how much it bleeds. It seems good so far. But it is a marker. Alright, pretty cool. Let's try the other side. Let's see what happens. Yeah, much better. But you know what? It's in conjunction. They work together. When I need one, I got one, I got the other. And they do good things together. Now, I could also do this digitally, but hey, chat, let me tell you something. The less you gotta do digitally, the better. That's not to be taken lightly. That's a real deal. Still, I suppose the other way could work too. If you go in wanting to do it digitally, you'll want to do as much as you can digitally. And you gotta erase, you just make. Which sounds pretty great too. But in my case, we are traditional get it done. So all you gotta do is scan it in. No playing with paper size, no playing with page size. Same page width and everything for each uploaded scan. No rotation needed. That's the dream. Go from there. Have the finished book all complete. I think in the future I'm going to have the music source a little bit closer to the microphone because I know it's pretty difficult to hear. And I don't want to crank it up any louder than it already is. For my sake. Best viewers. That's right, the best viewers are right here. All right. Welcome on in, Toller. Good to have a first time chatter. First chatter of the year, in fact, if you don't count me. Put that away for right now. We'll be needing it again very soon for the arm pieces, but for now, that's good. We'll probably do the micron for the eyes, maybe. Actually, do I just want them deep and sunk? I think I do. Let's see how they look elsewhere. Yeah, I think they're just pools. Pools of micron goodness. Well, maybe. This part it has it where... No, they have depth. They definitely have depth. How do I want to do it? Maybe... like this. Yeah, I think that would look awesome. One way of doing it, no matter what, we're gonna have to reduce the red that's in the art, just because the ink in the way the light plays when you take a photo. So maybe I shouldn't worry so much about which ink I use. Just use a good ink. How do we want to line the eyes? Shaking the table. You know what? We'll just line them light as we can. And then ink them again. I don't want to necessarily do that. But it would give me the most control. You know what? We'll meet in the middle. Let's use this one. And the pen was already falling asleep again. But hey, it's fine. It's working now. Hold still. I didn't really draw this character's eyes very much in the first pass of the comic, but I did enjoy drawing the eyes very much while envisioning the character. Which is strange to say, but I knew that this day would come. Well, knew is a strong word. I had plans for it, chat. And here we are, at last. What a nice thing it is. I'm grateful that we're here now. Finally. Grateful also to the music for the well-timed swell. And if I'm the only one that caught it, well, I enjoyed it. Yeah, these little depth lines are adding all sorts of character to this character. Yeah, without it, it's not the same. All right, let's ink the interior first. Yes, 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 yes. I think. But do we want to use the micron? Nah. Why waste when we've got these? The marker, we should just leave the marker out, actually. I'm not digging for it every single second and making lots of lovely sounds while doing so. Alright, so we'll just add this to the inventory right there. And this time, let's see how much of the marker we can use. We're on cam mostly. So how's your New Year's, chat? How's it been? Everyone out there has been having a good first 2 weeks of the new year. Exciting stuff. Sure Toller's been having a good time, checking out different chat rooms out there, different Twitch channels. What next? We've actually got some of this inked, chat. Can you believe it? It's pretty astounding. Right. We need to replay this video since we didn't hit loop earlier. Actually, you know what we promised? A change of songs. Let's try it out. What are we going to listen to next? Let's try this one. Ads incoming. Ads, chat. Do you think we'll get ads? No. No But is it good? I guess we'll see. Well, I'll see. I hope you all can hear it as well. That's safe to ink. What else? This part. I think I'll do it. Yeah, it's just darker. There's nothing much to it. What about that part? We got a lot of bouncing back around, back and forth, chat. It's just part of this process. Oh, this is some chill music. All right, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Let's try it out. Hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll figure something else out. I kind of like this detail, where it's like extra shadowy. Do I want that? I don't think I do. Here we go. All right, let's just go. So it's 2026, chat. How's that? It's pretty cool, huh? Here we are. Streaming again. And you know why? Because we get a lot done when we stream. And it's fun. Streaming's pretty alright. Of course, nothing's been set up yet. No alerts. No raid messages. No follow messages. My bot doesn't even remember me. If I say YouTube, the bot's gonna be like, what tube? So yeah. Lots to do now that we're back. But the important part was pushing that stream now button. This is really nice. It's good to be back, chat. Check this out. This is actually looking kind of cool, huh? We're getting somewhere with this. This is awesome. This is a lot of ways what we were envisioning when we first created it. Because the vision was to create something cool. And, all right, now here, check this out. If this looks cool to you and I, mission accomplished. It's what I set out to do. And I did what I had set out to did. So, cool. I'm glad for it. I just got to do it again a couple 100,000 times. Or do it digitally. But I don't know. Oh. Right. Yeah, we are going to end up having to call stream pretty soon. Just because running low on resources. Sucks. We were just on a roll. So then the next part, how's that going to look? Yeah, I like that a lot. Dang. You know what? Let's try how it looks with the other pen. Another pen that we got to wake up. This one's even worse than the other one is. But, cool. It's ready. Let's give it a try. I gotta try and make sure that I'm not doing it as close as I was with the other lines, but I already kind of started with them a little too close. But we'll see if it works. That's what it's all about. Just testing out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Trying again, trying to make it even better, refining, all that. It's a good process. I suppose. I mean, it did the job. It looks a little different. Looks maybe it even looks even better on camera than it does in reality. And you know what? Considering that it's a drawing meant to be recreated, whether that's through print or if we ever get the digital edition out there, if it looks better everywhere else other than IRL, that ain't bad. That ain't bad one bit. Plus, too, I mean, the original is always going to look cool. There's no denying that. We want to start at least one more spot somewhere. Where should that be? Probably the arm section. But I don't want to just do an outline on that. Do I? That's how I did it before. Something about the character just doesn't look right with an outline. Maybe they look just fine. It's hard to tell. Maybe they actually need a thicker outline. Next time, we're going to do all the little details on the character. It's a lot of little work. And I forget how the splits are and how they're modeled and textured. I think it's a repeating pattern of ones like this. And then interior. Yeah. Doing that next time. Catch you around, chat. We will see you possibly in the VOD, possibly in the next stream, or possibly when you pick up an issue of the finished work of this particular book. Because how cool would that be? That'd be pretty, very cool. And then we'll get this split like so. Do we want to continue it though? I think so, like at least like that. So that way each one swallows and is swallowed by another one, which I think might be the best way to do this character. And that'll wrap around. This one will go in and then down like so. Yeah. Okay, we're developing a pattern. This is good. This is really cool. I think this would be the way. Cool. At least we got some ground rules going for how to do these complicated designs. Feels good to have that puzzled out. Just got to make sure that it's all going the right way. This one gets extended like so, maybe. It's pretty cool. Then we've got one that connects around, and then again, like that. And then we got a split here. Good stuff. And then this one can have a little meandering one. Same thing here. Cool. And that one doesn't connect, so we would want one to go in and around. Actually, it looks pretty cool like that. All right. This, like that. Real riveting stuff, I'm sure. But honestly, to actually have puzzled this out even a little feels real nice, Chad. Gotta admit. If I can stay with it, though, it is a complicated pattern. Oh, well. It's not going to be 100% perfect. Besides, the idea is that it shifts, moves around, and never quite stays the same. And this needs to be cut like there. And this one there. That'll do. All right, we're ready to pick up for next time. Well, we can ink a little bit maybe, just so that way we've inked something. The only issue is, though, the white spots. I think I want to try and see how they look without any ink. So we go in like so, making sure that there's space each time. Even if it makes it a bit harder than it needs to be. But I can't say that for sure without trying. Because this might actually be a really cool technique. If we don't try it, you'll never know. And you know what? Turns out the chill music, pretty cool to have. Very glad for it. We'll get this one listed in the credits. Just a few more moments. Cool. All right, let's get who we've been listening to into chat. Because this one is Alone Again, Fractures in Time. And they're by A Mellow-Fi. Is that spelled right? Good stuff. And if you're interested in them, this is the link. We are out of here, chat. See you next time. Ending stream. See you around.